Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Kinama, and we're back doing some more V for variety. It's actually been quite some time, so there's a lot to go talk about, a lot to go over, and yeah, so let's get right into it. So I know it seems like it's mainly just me. I know Akari's been going through some stuff. Digi was back on here, but yeah, not too many people play on here, unfortunately, on the modded server. But it's fun. I like it. I like building. So as you can see, I've done a lot with chisels and bits. So like I said, so it has been quite some time since I have last recorded. And I do know this room was kind of set up, and we did show off what I've done below. I think all this was pretty much like this. I may have added a few things. Did I have the quantum quarry? I don't know if I had it. I may have had it. I should probably go back and watch my own video. But so we got that. Quantum quarry works very well. Let me go ahead and okay. See what that does. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a big look out of everything I have done. So I started this room. The outside isn't the best. I'm going to work on that, but on the inside, I kind of like how these corners kind of wrap around. Then I want to do some stuff here on the outside. At least try to. This side, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. Got some things crafting up. I've basically anything I've needed, I've added a crafting recipe for. So that's why I have both these. Plenty of crafting things. Haven't even went over to this other side yet. So we'll see how that goes. But if we come up here, we can see I've actually done quite a bit. Ignore the towers. That's my materials. But we got these nice little hallways that will go off to the little sections. There's, of course, the inventory area. One area is going to be kind of a magic branch. Are you seeing a theme here? This is going to go down, and I may actually put something down in here. I don't know exactly what yet. I was trying to get all the way to the openness, the open ground, but then I was like, man, I've took down quite a bit. So I'll probably change this around a little bit. Yeah, this is 4 wide, and the rest of these are 3, but it goes 3, 4, then 3. So it kind of works out. And I'll tie this in, going to more the underground area. This will, of course, have a hallway that kind of drops down. You kind of noticed a little bit of secret wiring. We'll get to that in a minute. And then I got this room laid out. And this room is pretty much laid out, so all I have to do is copy this whole 5x5 structure and put on each of these and then figure out the side pieces for it. So like that. But we have quite a bit of stuff that I kind of want to get into. That's not, is that everything? Yeah, it may be. So we have power going to this. This kind of works out well because these guys do need power, so we do need to run power to them, of course. I don't think I want this here. I'll do it like that. So, reason is I may want to drop everything down a little bit. I got to check with the wiring and how I want to set stuff up. And so I was trying to think of different ways to automate this, and you could probably find different ways. This is the actually additions. This is the display stands, and then this is the empower. You could probably look up different ways. I'm trying to stay away from looking up things and just do things my own way. If there's better ways to do it, then yeah, I'll look into that. But this is actually pretty simple with kind of one exception. Now, I've been messing around with these filters. I wanted to try, let's see, is there, there are multiple ones. There's an advanced item filter. Do I have one of those? Don't. Ooh. Oh, wait, I did have a Z Logic controller. I made extras, I guess. So let's come back over here. Eventually I'll have to start using my tunnels. So what this will have, conduits going to each thing. And this, disable that. Yeah, I think that's how. That way it gives me plenty of room to do stuff to the floor. And keep all the wiring concealed. So now, does this allow me more? It does. So if this does 10, that would actually work out perfectly. I would need, because if we look at actually additions, there are 6 things to empower. So we need to do at least 6, and the basic item filters only have 5. So unfortunately, even though I moved some of these over here, as you can imagine, the reason why this chest is here is I did do some testing beforehand. Not with the filters now, not with these guys. So this will be new. But let me go ahead and make, I'm going to need probably, I don't know if, I have to see with this. But I'm going to need some more. I'm going to see if I can make at least probably 5 or 6 of those. And get those all set up, and I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. And I got this set up for right now only for one recipe. So what I will need to do is finish this cable on. We'll do that, this part, but let's see if this works. So I went ahead and I got all of these set up. Insert clay. This one's clay, basically. To make the empowered, you need a regular, this in the center, and the power, and then, you know, basically these materials. So pretty easy to go through. So if we throw all of these in the chest, it should work. So this drops everything on here. You see this still has the rest of the pieces in it. Once this gets done, it should import or extract that from the center, the empowered one that is, any minute. Yay. And then set it back up. So each recipe I will have to put in the filter for one item per pedestal. It doesn't matter what order it seems. And then I'll have to update this on what it's inserting and what it's extracting. And so this will basically take it. So any of these blocks, which we just got another one, any of those blocks will definitely go ahead and get stuck into here. And then that will just be probably a crafter. Can we just do a crafter going into that chest? I hope. Do I have any crafters? Oh, I have a bunch of crafters. Crafter, let's grab some cables. We will need Let's get an exporter just in case. Oh, and you know what? We don't want it to suck out all these materials. Phew, got them. Almost did. It tried. So let's go ahead and make a recipe. So for crafting, we'll want to go to our processing one. So to make one of these, we need a block of clay. Ooh. Let's just scratch that whole thing. Two of those. One of those, and that. So all of those items to get this, we have our pattern. We need to put it in this crafter. I don't know if I tried having it go directly into a chest yet or not. Yeah, that's a good level. And we'll just disable this. We don't need it going into here. So if we put this crafter here, let's see what it does. We should see a pattern right here, craft one. Haha, and it works. So that should have put everything into the chest. Once that comes out, I will be curious if it does grab it out of the chest. If not, we may have to run the exporter, which is not a big deal. We can run it on the bottom. I'm glad they cleaned up. These things used to be like this awful, ugly particle effects, and I'm kind of glad. Okay, so we may just have to do an exporter. Take those out of there. Oh, crap. We're not exporting them, we're importing. So let's try this again. So we'll have to set up like automatic like flowers and other stuff for some of like the dyes. So now if we request this, let's fly away. We have one of those. So now if we request it, let's go ahead and craft another one. And see, we're missing the cyan. So I will definitely go through and do some of the stuff. What do we have for cyan flowers? Wait. We got cyan dye. We needed... Is it the light blue? Let's make several of these dyes anyway. Okay. What about now? Yep, we can make it now. So start it. We had none in our system. It's going to make it. I like it. So we should be able to do all 6. So then if we need anything like this, especially if we start getting into more actually addition stuff, like some of these larger things, some of these phantom breakers, phantom placers, some of these things we may actually need phantom face. Yeah, we may need some of this stuff for. So it'll be good to go ahead and set up the patterns and get right into it and get it all completely automated. And we have one right here. So that works just fine. Let me go ahead and do another cut, and I'm going to get the rest of these all set up and probably go ahead and get patterns. I'll need to look at getting the patterns set up to break these down. So we'll look at that as well. And I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back, and quite a bit of progress has been made. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. Not gonna. I've recorded this multiple times, actually multiple times, so much that I had started doing some work, went to go put it in my rendering software, and realized, oh crap. And I've done that twice. I'm such a bad person. So I have everything set up, basically everything for actually additions between the crystal blocks, the empowered blocks, and also the breaking the blocks down into the different components, and the empowered components is all set to autocraft, as you can see here. We got a lot more recipes in here. So we can basically take some of these, let's just say we want to make 10 of them. Start, it takes 10 to craft. Got all of this stuff. You can see it's got to ground down some petals to make them, to get some of this flower. It's got like 4 of those. And if we start it, it'll start doing its thing. Let's actually run through the tunnel because that's what I should be doing. And we can see the lasers going. Very cool. So as you can see, I've went ahead and built up the different size. These things take nothing. Now that I've done it so many times, like, it really doesn't take that long to build at all. The patterns with chisels and bits is amazing. Finished it, sucked it back down. So let's see what it's doing. Okay. And we do have the sound muffler here to stop all the noise and sounds and stuff. To be honest, I probably don't need it. Does this make that much noise? It really doesn't. The main reason I had it, and we will let's take this block. I'll put back down here. The main reason I had it is for some of these other components. So real quick before I get into some of the other stuff, this is all set up. We have this with all 6 components at each little display stand. We got all of it going, all 6. Now that you may notice the blue ones use prismarine shards, and it needs 3 of those. So I had to set up the special thing over here in the corner for that. We got all the crafting recipes in here. Basically, it drops everything in this box, just like a so. It takes all that stuff, puts it up, evenly distributes it. Oops. Throughout each pedestal, and then the importer sucks all the items back down. It works pretty good. One flaw with this system, and I do know of a way I could fix it, but it gets really, really technical. I may do it if this has a problem, but just so it's not, if it is ever pointed out in the comments, the one flaw with this system is if you go to craft multiple things at once, it won't. Well, I can't say that. It has a high possibility of breaking. Just because you get multiple recipes in here at one time. It could put a pedestal, or it could put a red flower in here instead of like a black flower, depending on what all recipes are in here. So if you're making all one type, it's very easy. But if you wanted to request all the different types, it would need to be set up into a little bit of a different system. So what this does is basically these blocks right here. This is a block of redstone that we have to run through the little atomic, where's this guy? The atomic reconstructor. So to do that, we basically have to place the block down, let this zap it, and this is a block detector update with a redstone conduit from Ender.io. Block gets placed, this detects it, it sends a signal to the atomic reconstructor, it pulses it, turns it into redstonia, and then it also, the redstone goes down the line, activates the block breaker, which breaks it, sucks it back into the system, and then we're good to go to continue making more. Done that with all 6 of the different types: redstonia, the diamond, the emerald, the lapis, the iron. And so yeah, so this little thing over here is basically an entity detector. So this is pretty nice. So if you happen to throw down an entity, it zaps it. It has an open crate up here. We have a crafter going into the open crate. So it basically drops 1 quartz to get 1 prismarine shard. And so if I need to actually make prismarine shards, that's a little bit easier. We don't have like a quartz farm or anything. So, you know, if we ever do make a lot of the other blocks and I have to go get more quartz, I will have to go to the nether for that. So, but that's pretty much it. This thing's working very well. We have the different components down there, like I said, and yeah, so this is fully automated. Now, what I will need to do is go through and see what I would like to make. So I've already made a couple items. I planned on making 4 of them anyway, so I don't have an issue with coming here and starting the next one. So all these different items you can make. Some of these things are pretty cool. We don't need the display stands, but if we needed some of the pieces, we have it. XP solidifier, we could do that now. Basically, it takes your XP and makes it into these little solidified experience. We don't really need that, but if we wanted to make it, we could, because we got the empowered stuff. What I do want to make is another one of these item repairers. So I have multiple. I actually want to get 4 of these guys and then have it where I can drop all my armor in a chest. It gets distributed into each of these. But I already have a pattern set up. So we can just say we want to craft 1. It looks at all the components, breaks it down between making the ender casing to all these empowered. You see to craft, it's going to need to craft 2 more of these guys. And we have all the rest of the stuff available for it. So let's go ahead and start. We should be able to come over here and see, yeah, it is crafting it. Got everything on there, looking pretty good. So any of those other components, if I want to set up auto crafting for, I will need to do that. But what's the progress? Let's get that. It's crafting the 2 of those. It's probably, yep, it finished the 1. Can we see through our windows here? Yeah, there we go. So I do have to figure out something to do on those corners over there. I have an idea. I'll see how it turns out. It's going to be tons and tons of chisels and bits. So that may take some time. So once this finishes, there it goes. It should go ahead, bring it in here, and we should have our item repairer. If you're not sure what an item repairer is, it's a very cool thing. It basically takes it where you don't have to worry about the durability of your items. Now, my pants is the only one that needs it. But yeah, so it takes redstone. Now, it takes about 5,000 RF per tick to repair this, like 1 durability. So it does take tons of redstone. You need to make sure you have plenty of redstone supply. But it basically repairs your armor without any resources other than RF. And since we're in daytime, it's basically repairing my pants with solar power. So very cool. So I definitely want to get some type of system set up in one of these rooms. Maybe this one, maybe in another room. This one may be the better place for it, where I have a chest, drop in my armor, it flows through the system, it gets repaired, and comes out through. Now I could make a couple sets of armor. That way I already have a second set waiting for me while the first set's getting repaired. I do have a whole plan. I do want to make a lot of different armor to test it out and have an armory set up with tons of armor stands and all the different armor in the game. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but that's what I want to do. So this thing works pretty well. Like I said, as long as you're making one type, and it really didn't take me that long to finish up the rest of the stuff. So let me know what you think about it. If you have other ways of automating these pillars and if it's turned out working pretty good, let me know. If you like using this way, if you found it helpful, make sure to go ahead and put that down in the comments as well. But that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed, and yeah, stick around for more modded Minecraft. There'll be a lot more stuff coming out, so I'm going to try to ramp up and get more of these episodes out and release more and get this base rolling, because I really like it. I need to figure out what to do here. So if you have any ideas, I like these blocks I can change to anything. I keep talking. I really liked how it went in here with the dark. I thought it contrasts with the white pretty well. So I do have to clean up the outside. But if you have any ideas, let me know. But that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Kinama, and I'll talk to you later.